So lately there's been a lot of discussion on Twitter about a second release of Future Stars in Ultimate Team. Now, if you somehow didn't know, EA released the first ever Future Star promo just after Team of the Year, and it was really popular. It was a really popular promotion, and it's probably going to end up being the best promotional edition EA made to Ultimate Team this year when we look back at FIFA 19 in the future. Maybe aside from flashback items, but anyway. Team of the season isn't too far away now, so maybe just before or maybe just after we could see another set of Future Stars items dropped in Ultimate Team. Now let me make it clear, I am not saying that EA are going to release more of these cards, however in this video we are going to discuss some players who could potentially feature if EA were to release a second batch of Future Stars. I'd like to apologise for the commentary in this video because right now I'm just not very well and I'm struggling to do this commentary, so yeah, sorry for sounding like absolute crap. Anyway, in the comments below let me know your thoughts on the previous Future Stars promo. Would you like to see EA drop some more of these Future Star items, and if they were to do so, which players would you like to see featured? If you could leave a like on this video, that would be absolutely awesome, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Just quickly before we see the players in this video, I do have to point out the fact that some of the players featuring in this video could receive a Team of the Season card in the next month or so. I did try and leave out players who were looking like they were going to get a blue card, but at the same time, I just couldn't leave out certain young players in this video because in my opinion, they deserve to have a Future Stars item. Right then, let's stop rambling and let's get into things. We're going to start by talking about Ajax's David Neres. Now this guy's been class the past season, both in his domestic league and in the Champions League. I think it's pretty likely that David Neres could get a Team of the Season card very soon, but even with that being said, it would be cool to see him get a Future Stars item as well. Next to him is Diego Dalot. Now, I actually have this guy in my previous Future Star predictions video, and I'm going to bring him up again. The 20-year-old has started in 10 Premier League games this season, and he's got 2 assists to his name. He's yet to cement a first team place, but with him being so young, he's definitely one to watch for the future. Nicolo Barella has been a part of Cagliari's A-team for a while now. He's been capped by Italy 5 times, and at the age of 22, he has plenty of time still to improve. His latest season hasn't been as good as his previous one, but with him being so young, his better years are likely still ahead of him. On the right side of the page is a player called Sander. Now, this guy is one of the top prospects in Belgium right now. He's from Norway and he's currently playing for Genk. He's actually been rumoured to be linked with some pretty big clubs. He's put in some really solid performances in this year's Europa League, really showing off his potential. Callum Hudson-Odoi has been making plenty of headlines over the past few months for a couple of different reasons. Nonetheless, it's clear the kid has got some talent, and a lot of Chelsea fans have been frustrated at his lack of game time this season. So far, he's only played in 9 Premier League games, only starting in 3 of them. I would imagine that over the next season we're going to see this kid playing a lot more. Joao Felix is up next, and this kid has been making headlines all year long. This guy should definitely have a Future Stars card in FIFA in my opinion. 11 goals and 6 assists to his name already this season, and that's just in his domestic league. It's likely that this kid is going to get a Team of the Season card in a month or 2, but nonetheless, a Future Stars card for him would also be good to see. Manchester City's Zinchenko is the next player on the screen. Now this guy is a midfielder originally, but he's been deployed as a left wing back mainly this season. You've got to be pretty good to feature for this Man City side, and this kid has started in 9 Premier League games and 5 Champions League games so far this season. Do you guys think he'll remain as a left back throughout his career, or do you think he'll go back to that midfield role? Next to him is Dortmund's Akanji. Now we saw a pacey Bundesliga defender in the first batch of Future Stars card. Maybe we could get another one in Akanji. He's been a key part of Dortmund's backline in the past season, and if he was to get another special card in FIFA, it would be really, really freaking good. On the next page, we have Juventus's Kean. Now, the 19-year-old has made the most of his chances in the Juventus team this season. In 8 games, he scored 6 times, and he certainly looks like a future star. I get the feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of this guy next season. He actually could have had a couple of informs in FIFA 19 already, but unfortunately he didn't make the Team of the Week squad in those selected weeks. But nonetheless, I think a Future Stars card for Kean would be perfect. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. The PSG defender Kere is the next player we're going to chat about. The 22-year-old has featured 23 times in Ligue 1 this season, and he has contributed heavily to PSG's pretty solid defensive record, as well as chipping in with a couple of goal contributions. He scored once, and he's also set up 2 others. He's played both in a centre-back role and in a right wing-back role for PSG this season. RB Leipzig are really keen on young French centre-backs, it seems. They have Upamecano and they also have Konate. Ibrahima Konate. This guy has started in 23 games for Leipzig this year, and he's actually also featured ahead of Upamecano in the official Bundesliga team of the season so far. So that just shows how highly this kid is rated. So a Future Stars card for him would be pretty cool. Also, if he got a Future Stars card, imagine that, the hyperlink centre-back partnership of Konate and Upamecano. Anyway, alongside Konate on this page is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Now, like Zinchenko, he's been playing out of position for most of this season. He's a midfielder naturally, but he's actually being used as a right wing-back in Hector Bellerin's absence this season. And to be fair to him, considering he's playing out of position and a lot is being asked of him since he's playing next to Mustafi, he's actually done pretty well and he's shown good potential in that role. He's only 21 and I'm sure the best is yet to come from him, but will he go back to his midfielder role or will he end up being a right back? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. More Bundesliga players feature on the next page. Matthias Cunha, another RB Leipzig player. Now, this Brazilian has scored 3 goals in 6 appearances in the Europa League, which isn't a bad record. He's also scored twice in the Bundesliga in 7 starts. He hasn't had the best season for Leipzig this year, I think that's fair to say, but he has shown glimpses of what could be to come in the future. In the Bundesliga, despite only starting 7 times, he has made about 22 appearances, so he's appeared off the bench quite a bit. Anyway, moving on, Weston McKennie, he could be America's next big breakthrough player. He's been a regular part of Schalke's team this season, and for most part, doing quite well considering his age, and he's also been asked to play numerous different roles for the club. Scott McTominay has recently been getting a lot of game time at Manchester United and he's actually become a bit of a fan's favourite in recent weeks. As long as Man United don't spend another 500 million this summer, McTominay could find himself playing a lot more in the next season. He's shown a lot of potential so far this year, so maybe a Future Stars card could be in his future. Alex Murray is the next player on my list. Now this kid should have been in the first batch of Future Star players in my opinion. He's a solid goalkeeper, he really is. And I actually reckon he'd be in line for getting a Team of the Season card had he not been injured for a good part of this past season. Because yeah, the kid looks pretty good between the sticks. Declan Rice has had a season to remember for West Ham. He'll likely be one of the candidates for Young Player of the Season, and I think he'll be like one of the favourites. I don't think he'll win it, but he'll be, you know, up there. And that's pretty much all I've got to say really. That just shows what a good year Declan Rice has had, and he probably should have had a Future Star card earlier in the year like Murray in my opinion. Anyway, Ismaila Sarr, he's another player who featured in my previous Future Star video. The attacking winger has scored 5 times and he's also picked up 6 assists so far in Ligue 1 this year. He's also had a pretty good run in the Europa League. He's yet another player who should have featured in the previous Future Stars release in my opinion. Nicola Zaniolo burst onto the scene this past season for Roma, coming in to play both on the right wing and in a central attacking midfielder role. He's had a couple of good outings in the Champions League and he's also shown good potential in his domestic performances. Now this kid actually started FIFA 19 as a 64 rated bronze player, he's got himself a 74 rated Champions League special item. What do you guys think he'll have in FIFA 20? Do you think he'll start with a low rated gold card or do you think he'll start with a high rated silver? Let me know in the comments. Moving on to David Brooks. Now, this kid may not be the most well-known player, but he's actually had a really good season for Bournemouth this year. The 21-year-old has scored 7 times, and he's also got 5 assists to his name. He's become a first-team player this season, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him in the next year. On the final page, we have Rodri and Lautaro Martinez. Now, Rodri will probably get a Team of the Season card, and that just goes to show how good this kid has been this year. The 22-year-old has been one of Atletico Madrid's best performers this season, and that says a lot. Like I said, I think he'll get a Team of the Season card, but nonetheless, the Future Stars card would be good to see as well. Lautaro Martinez is a fairly well-known young player who is known to have a lot of potential. The Argentinian forward has scored 6 goals in the Serie A this year, and I was actually a bit surprised when he was left out of the first Future Stars set. Maybe if they do a second set of Future Stars, he could feature. So you've just seen a bunch of players who could feature in a future Future Stars promo. Do you think EA will give the community what they want and release a second batch of Future Stars? And if they were to do so, which players do you think would feature? There's a lot of talented young players in football, so obviously I couldn't feature them all in this video, so make sure you let me know in the comments who you think I've missed out. Anyway, if you could leave a like on this video, that would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.